Good morning, everybody. Let us discuss the next topic in our lesson, classification of elements in the periodic table. Let us recap what we have studied in the previous class. We have discussed about the periodic properties. First one, it is valency. And we have seen how the valency is trending in periods and groups. We know that along the period, that is from left to right, the valency it is increasing up to 4, and again from after 4 there is a decrease, like up to 0 it is decreasing. And in groups we know that for all the elements in group the valency it is same. And the next property we have discussed, that is atomic radius. And atomic radius, it is trending in periods, that is from left to right. Atomic radius, we know that it is decreasing, whereas in groups from top to bottom the atomic radius is increasing. Today let us discuss about one more periodic property, that is ionization energy. It is the important one. Ionization energy, or it is also called as ionization potential, that is IP. What is ionization energy? The energy required to remove an electron from the outermost orbit or shell of a neutral gaseous atom. If we are trying to remove an electron, it is not easy. So we have to give some energy. So how much amount of energy is required to remove an electron, that too from the outermost orbit or shell? That energy is called ionization energy. Whereas the energy required to remove the first electron from the outermost shell is called first ionization energy. So see here the equation, it is important. From the neutral gaseous atom, that is M plus IE1. So we are applying some energy. So we are getting M plus, that is positive ion, uni-positive ion. Now the neutral gaseous atom, after removing electron, it becomes the uni-positive ion. We are removing an electron. So the energy applied here, it is called first ionization energy. One example here, magnesium we have taken here. We know that magnesium electronic configuration is 282 and it consists of 3 shells around its nucleus, whereas outermost shell consists of 2 electrons. Now here we are removing 1 electron by applying some energy. So the energy required here for removing first electron, it is called first ionization energy, whereas after removing the unipositive ion, that is Mg plus, the electronic configuration of Mg plus, it is 281 because the last electron it is removed. And if we observe the size also, first Mg it is bigger in size and Mg plus it is, the unipositive ion Mg plus it is smaller in size. This one already we have discussed in the previous class, atomic size or atomic radius. We know that the unipositive ion or positive ion, it is smaller in size when compared with the neutral gaseous atom. So next one, it is the second ionization energy. The energy required to remove an electron from unipositive ion is called the second ionization energy. Already we have removed an electron, so then the gaseous atom, it is called unipositive ion. So from M plus now we have to remove one more electron. See here, M plus plus IU2. Now we are, the energy required here for removing second electron is called second ionization energy. So after removing electron, the unipositive ion M plus, it becomes a dipositive ion, that is M plus 2, and E minus, that means the second electron also removed. This is about ionization energy and first and second ionization energies. The ionization energy of an element depends on few factors. These are important. Let us see what are those factors. First one, it is nuclear charge and screening effect or shielding effect, and penetration power of the orbitals, stable configuration, and atomic radius. All these five, these are all influences this ionization energy. So how the element it is behaving, what is this ionization energy, depends on all these factors. Let us discuss in detail about this nuclear charge. First one, it is more the nuclear charge, more is the ionization energy. We know that one, more the nuclear charge means number of protons increases in the nucleus, then only nuclear charge will increase. What will happen if the any element is having more nuclear charge, it attracts the outermost orbits towards the nucleus. The nuclear force of attraction will be more, then it is little bit difficult to remove an electron from the outermost orbit because of the nuclear charge. For example here, sodium and chlorine. Chlorine, among these two, chlorine atom has more ionization energy. Because chlorine has 17 protons in its nucleus, whereas sodium it is 11. So chlorine number of protons are more. So in chlorine, the nuclear charge it is more. That means the nuclear force of attraction from the nucleus to the outermost orbit is more. So it is difficult here to remove the electron from the chlorine atom. That is the outermost, the valence electron removing it is difficult in chlorine atom. So here we have to apply more ionization energy. We have to give more energy to remove that electron. So more the nuclear charge means more the ionization energy required. Second one, it is screening effect or shielding effect. More the shells with electrons between the nucleus and valence shell, they act as screens and decreases nuclear attraction over valence electrons. So more the shells means from the nucleus to the outermost shell, the distance will be more. So the nuclear force of attraction will be decreased. So nuclear force of attraction to the outermost valence electrons, it is decreased. See here, more the screening effect means less the ionization energy. Let us see an example here. Those are lithium, sodium and potassium and rubidium, cesium. These are all first year group elements. We can easily understand this concept, screening effect here. Lithium, we know here two shells are there around its nucleus. So here the nucleus charge of attraction will be more, whereas in sodium the number of shell, one more shell it is increasing. In first year group we know that the number of shells are increased successively, that is one by one. Compared to sodium, potassium is having one more shell extra. In rubidium also one more shell added. For example, compare lithium to rubidium. Lithium consists of two shells. See, the nuclear force of attraction will be more here, whereas going down to the group, comparatively, the effect of nucleus, that means nuclear force of attraction, it is less towards the outermost shell. Because these all shells, one by one, these all shells are acting as screens and they are protecting, they are shielding the outer valence electrons towards the nucleus. So the energy required here to remove the outermost electron, it is very less because of the less nucleus charge of attraction. So more the screening effect, less is the ionization energy. So number of shells increases in any atom means the ionization energy, because the outermost orbit, the valence electron removing it is very easy. So more the screening effect, less is the ionization energy. Let us see the third one, penetration power of orbitals. Orbitals belonging to same main shell have different penetration power towards a nucleus. We know that first orbital, that is 1s, and second one it is 2s, 2p, third one 3s, 3p and 3d, whereas fourth one 4s, 4p and 4d. Let us see an example here. 4s, I have taken this 4 shell, that is 4s, 4p and 4d, 4f. Among these 4s is having greater penetration power, and that follows by 4p and follows by 4d, then least it is 4f. So here it is easy to remove 4f electron than 4s. Let us see an example here, beryllium and boron here. For beryllium, the electronic configuration is 1s2, 2s2. For boron, the electronic configuration is 1s2, 2s2 and 2p1. So here, which one is having more ionization energy and less ionization energy? So here boron has less ionization energy. We know that here rather than 2s2, 2p1, it is easy to remove an electron from 2p, because for s orbital it is having more penetration power. We have seen that example, 4s is more, 4p following and then 4d, 4f. So here also from 2p1 we can easily remove one electron rather than in 2s. So boron has less ionization energy due to less penetration power of 2p compared with 2s. Let us see the next one, that is stable configuration. So here we are discussing about the electronic configuration. We know that either half filled or full filled, these two are more stable. Let us see an example here. Oxygen, atomic number 8, electronic configuration 1s2, 2s2, 2p4, and nitrogen, atomic number 7, electronic configuration 1s2, 2s2, 2p3. Let us try to fill the orbitals. 1s2 is completely filled with 2 electrons, 2s2 also completely filled, whereas here in 2p orbital, 4 electrons we need to arrange. So first 3 electrons will go and join all the 3, but whereas the remaining 4th electron will come here and join with the first one. But in nitrogen, see here, 1s2 is filled, 2s2 is filled, 2p3, it is exactly 3 electrons are half filled. We have seen that either half filled or full filled, these two are very stable. Comparatively in nitrogen and oxygen, nitrogen it is exactly half filled. So it is very difficult to remove an electron from nitrogen. But here in oxygen it is easy because there is no stable electronic configuration here. So see here, it is easy to remove one electron from oxygen because nitrogen has stable half-filled configuration. And the next one, it is atomic radius. We know that atomic radius is nothing but the distance between the nucleus to the outermost shell. So more the atomic radius, less is the ionization energy. We know that more the atomic radius means the number of shells from the nucleus to the outermost orbit, it is increasing. So those are act as screens and they protect the outermost, the valence electron from the nucleus force of attraction. So more the atomic radius means it is easy to remove an electron from the outermost shell. So because of less nuclear force of attraction and more number of screens or shields, it is easy to remove an electron and less ionization energy only required for us to remove that electron. For example, see here fluorine, chlorine, bromine and iodine, all these are halogens. We know that 7th A group, those are belongs to in our periodic table. Whereas from top to bottom, what will be the atomic radius? We have studied about the atomic radius. The atomic radius increases from top to bottom. See here, fluorine is having, comparatively fluorine is having low atomic radius and iodine is having more atomic radius. So here, more the atomic radius means less ionization energy. See here, for fluorine, it is less atomic radius. So while going to down to the group, that means fluorine is first one and iodine, fluorine, chlorine, bromine, iodine. Iodine it is fourth one. So among these two, iodine is having more atomic radius. That means the distance from the nucleus to the outermost shell, it is more here. So for iodine here, it is less energy required. That means less ionization energy. Whereas in fluorine, the distance it is very less. So here we need to apply more ionization energy. So ionization energy of fluorine, it is greater than that of the iodine. And sodium and cesium, we know sodium it is first A group, cesium also first A group, but the first element it is sodium. The ionization energy here it is more compared with cesium because that is the last one and number of shells increases, the distance, that means the atomic radius increases, so ionization energy decreases. So here we need to apply in cesium less energy compared with sodium. So ionization energy of sodium it is greater than that of the cesium. Let us see how the ionization energy it is trending in period. Period is from left to right. See here, atomic number increases. We know all the 118 elements in the periodic table, they are arranged in a very systematic manner. So, increasing order of their atomic number, all the elements are arranged. Atomic number increases, but in periods, the number of shells remain same. We know that the period number is nothing but number of shells. So second period means 2 shells, third period means 3 shells. Atomic number increases means number of protons increases across a period one by one. Successively the number increases means the number of protons also increases. That means nuclear charge increases. So nuclear force of attraction from the nucleus to the outermost shell it is increases. Nuclear force of attraction increases means what will happen? The atomic size decreases. Then the attraction of nucleus towards the outermost orbit it is more means the size decreases. We have seen that one in last class. So size decreases means what will happen? It is hard, that is difficult to remove an electron because those are all tightly held towards a nucleus. So it is difficult to remove an electron. For removing an electron here, we have to apply more ionization energy. See here, electrons are tightly held, hence greater energy required to remove the electron. So we know that one greater energy is nothing but ionization energy, means that one increases. See here an example here. It is a period that is belongs to the second period elements, that is lithium. Here see here. Next one beryllium. So one by one successively number of protons also increasing. See here the electronic configuration. And the atomic radius means the nucleus charge. Observe here from lithium and beryllium, boron, carbon. See the nuclear charge it is increasing. So what is happening? The atomic radius decreases. That means the electrons are tightly held with greater energy towards the nucleus. So if we want to remove an electron from oxygen, it is very difficult. So we have to apply highest energy. That means ionization energy, we have to apply more ionization energy. So here across the period, the ionization energy is increasing. We have seen how the ionization energy trending in period. Now how it is in group. Atomic number increases as usually we know, and the number of shells increases. In a group from top to bottom, we know that the number of shells are increasing successively. That is, if we consider that first A group from hydrogen, lithium, sodium, potassium, rubidium, cesium, one by one the shells are increasing. Here the number of protons increases, whereas the nuclear charge also increases. We know that number of protons increasing means nuclear charge increases, but the distance between the nucleus to the outermost shell also increases because the number of shells are increasing successively. So the distance also increases. So atomic radius increases. But here the electrons are loosely held, hence the less energy required to remove the electrons. We know that from top to bottom in a group, the number of shells are successively increasing. These shells act as shields. We have seen that the properties which are influencing the ionization energy, that is shielding effect or screening effect. Here the screening effect, that is more here because in a group from top to bottom number of shells are increasing. That means the distance between the nucleus to the outermost shell increases. So the outermost, that means the valence electrons are loosely held because there is less attraction between the nucleus to the valence electrons. So if you want to remove an electron from the outermost shell, it is easy. So here we have to apply less energy. So ionization energy it is decreasing in a group from top to bottom. Let us see an example here. The first A group elements, hydrogen, lithium, sodium, potassium and rubidium, cesium. Observe this one. For hydrogen, one shell it is there, lithium 2 and sodium 3, potassium 4, whereas rubidium 5 are there. So cesium 6 are there. So number of shells are gradually, means successively increasing. So the screening effect is more. That means the nuclear force of attraction it is less towards its valence electron. So from rubidium it is easy. See here rubidium, it is easy to remove an electron. So here the electron, for removing that electron, need not to apply much energy. That means ionization energy, it is very less here. So from top to bottom in a group, we can say that the ionization energy, it is decreasing. Let us see how the ionization energy, it is trending in our periodic table. So here the numbers mentioned in this table are ionization energies. That means the energy required to remove an electron from each element. These are expressed in terms of kilojoule and mole to the power of -1. And we have seen that from top to bottom in a group, the ionization energy, it is decreasing because of the shielding effect. And whereas in periods from left to right, the ionization energy, it is increasing because these are all having from left to right, these electrons are tightly held towards the nucleus. So here we need to apply much more energy to remove an electron. So ionization energy, it is increasing across the period. And this ionization energy, one more notation, it is ionization potential. But whereas when we write ionization potential, we have to express these in electron volts and atom to the power of -1. When we write ionization energy, that is kilojoule mole to the power of -1. When we write ionization potential, we have to express this in electron volts and atom to the power of -1. Today we learned about the ionization energy, and we have seen all these factors are affecting this ionization energy. That is the nuclear charge. If the nuclear charge increases, ionization energy also increases. If the screening effect or shielding effect, it is more, means less the ionization energy. And the penetration power of orbitals means s orbital, it is having more penetration power rather than f orbital. So it is easy to remove an electron from f rather than s. And whereas coming to stable electronic configuration, the electronic configuration, it is either half filled or full filled. These two only very stable. Atomic radius, if the atomic radius increases, means ionization energy decreases. Because the distance between the nucleus to the outermost shell increasing, means there is less ionization energy to remove the electron. And we have seen that how the ionization energy trending in periodic table. That means in a group from top to bottom, the ionization energy, it is decreasing, whereas in period from left to right, the ionization energy, it is increasing. This is all about today. Thank you and read well.